She sacked him! A great bull rush by Chris Jones!
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there battling. The players appreciate that.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass! The 10, still knocked out. Oh, what a run! Out of this world! Falls up the 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
Welcome to this edition of Chiefs Rewind. Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. And it was a rematch of Super Bowl 57, the 7th time it's happened in NFL history, but never between two teams with this good a record. So the NFL record there. But you could, the intensity of this game, you felt a carryover from Super Bowl 57.
Yeah, absolutely. The energy in the stadium was incredible throughout, and the two best teams in the NFL going at it on Monday Night Football can't ask for much more than that. Ultimately, though, in this game, the Chiefs, they had it. It was right there. Just too many mistakes against a really good team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Notably, 2 red zone giveaways. You can't have that against a very good team. Critical drops in big moments, penalties in big moments. You can't have that. Got to learn from that after this one.
Yeah, the Chiefs led 17-7 at halftime. They get a touchdown pass. Kelsey catches it from Mahomes at record setting for a couple different records. And then they get the ball back and get the field goal to walk off the second quarter up 17-7 and had a chance to even to extend the lead. But with any good team like the Eagles, we've seen this so many times, you let them hang around and leave the curtain open, they're eventually going to drive a bus right in there.
That's the thing. I mean, the Chiefs had multiple opportunities for knockout blows in this game in the second half, and they just couldn't finish those potential knockout blows, the biggest of which being that 12-play drive drove all the way to the 10-yard line of Philadelphia. If you score there, you're going up double digits, but, of course, the Travis Kelce fumble, it's a critical mistake in a critical moment. That makes it difficult to beat a very good team in Philadelphia, and you said it. You allow Philadelphia to hang around in this game, and they still have a chance. Good teams are going to find a way.
And then one more chance because you had a post pattern, and Valdez-Scantling had Bradley Roby beat. They wanted that matchup. They got it, and Patrick Mahomes laid it right into his hands. He couldn't catch it, or the Chiefs might have won this game.
It was right there once again for the Chiefs, but it's not just on MVS. I mean, this was a team loss for Kansas City. They got to find a way to regroup this one. You learn from it once again. This feels very similar to the Detroit Lions loss way back in week 1. And I'm not taking anything away from Philadelphia, but the Chiefs beat themselves in this game. It was right there for Kansas City. Just got to learn from it.
It negated a great first half on the defense. We'll talk about that later, but let's go to the podium.
Okay. Injuries, really not a whole lot to mention. McCole Stum, he hurt in the first half. I thought Kadarius did a nice job stepping in for him in the punt game. I thought the crowd was great, tonight, and we've just got to do a better job. I thought our defense played tremendous football, aggressive. Had all those sacks in the first half. Chris Jones had a nice game. Second half, first half the offense played well, and then the second half we didn't play well. So we'll get that straight. And too many penalties. They're hurting us in our drives, turnovers in the red zone, and then drops. So we've just got to take care of business here. I've got guys that I know. They're obviously playing their hearts out the best they possibly can, and they'll keep working at it. And we'll get these two halves equaled here as we go forward. But again, we had no points, which is obvious to you, but no points in the second half. We got to take care of that. All right, with that, time's yours.
This is the third straight game you haven't scored in the second half. What is it about the second half that's really giving you guys problems?
Yeah, Adam, I think we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. I've got to do a better job helping out with that, and then, my guys have got to do the same thing. So we've all got to pick it up a notch there the second half. We're just not as sharp there. We'll work on that.
And did you sense that any particular element, whether it's the downfield passing in the second half, that snowballed calls once guys are aware of it, that it become a thing?
No, I don't think so. You know, I think, you know, penalties are drive stoppers. Guys that I've seen catch before didn't necessarily make the catch. I mean, these are good players. We're okay. We just got to get that straight. You're playing a good football team. I mean, they've done a heck of a job there with that football team. And so, you know, you play a good team. You can't lose a turnover battle. I mean, they're undefeated when they win the turnover battle. So, and then you add the penalties to it, a couple of drops to it. So we got to take care of that.
And you had the number of drops that you referred to, but also it seemed like a number of plays where Patrick and the receiver just weren't quite on the same page. Are you surprised this late in the season after a bye that there's that?
Yeah, I think they were on the same page. We were maybe off a tick, but we'll, you know, they're on the same. They know the route they're running and how to run it, and Pat knows where to go with it. And we got to do a better job of connecting on it.
What did you sense that Philly was doing to take Travis out of the game? Did you sense some frustration there from him, especially in that second half?
I didn't feel the frustration other than not with him not getting the ball, because, you know, he was all in there with that. You know, he had a couple catches there down the stretch, so or, you know, in the second half. But we just got to do a little better job there.
Andy, how concerned are you that this is going to be a trend going forward halfway through the season? You've seen some mistakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I buy all that. I mean, I've seen teams change things around quick in this league, so we got to take care of business there and get it done. So I'm not standing here having to talk to you guys about this. You know, I want to get it right, and so I'm a part of that too.
Coach, in Germany, I asked you about it earlier, you're talking about it now. Is that something that you're seeing on film that they may continue to do that they haven't worked out just yet?
Yeah, so penalties, normally you can take care of those things on certain penalties. And we've just got to do that. We've got to make sure that we're taking care of the penalties that are our problem and not, you know, and you don't put it in the hands of the officials there. You don't want to do that. So, but we just got to take care of business there.
Coach, I know the nature of talking about penalties, but the false start on Creed was a bit puzzling to a lot of people. Did you get a satisfactory explanation?
I didn't get it. No, I didn't. I mean, they said, I don't know, that he dipped his rear end. I mean, he does that a lot, so that's not the first time. I mean, centers do that, so they look around. But I'll look at it. I got that and a different answer from someone else. So, anyways, that's what it is.
Darius, is it just a matter of him being more healthy, being more involved, or is it kind of an emphasis in your self-scouting?
Yeah, well, we did tonight. Yeah. So it's mainly the health part. I mean, he had a great week of practice. I've been cautious with him with his knee. We upped his load this week, and he handled it. Yeah, did a good job.
Coach, what you saw on the turnovers, it looked like Travis had the ball put away. It was a good punch. What did you see on the interceptions they had?
Yeah, they did a good job with him. You know, they made the play. So anyways, yeah, they made the play. I mean, I can put the guys in better spots there too. So, but the bottom line was they made the play. So.
Coach said Isaiah got off a good start in the first half. What was it that Philly did in the second half?
Yeah, we didn't. You know, we probably didn't sustain our control of their defensive line that second half. You know, we didn't have as good a run production. So it wasn't really anything that they did necessarily, other than us just execute a little bit better.
On the defensive side, Kurt McDuffie with the 2 sacks, and he seemed to be playing with a lot of fire tonight. And he and Snead both combined to hold AJ around to just one catch.
Yeah, I thought they did a heck of a job. Those are 2 of the best receivers around, so I thought they did a heck of a job.
All right.
Yeah.
He's emerged as one of the top corners in the National Football League in his second year. Number 22, Trent McDuffie. And, man, this one super frustrating because it looked like at halftime a chance to run away and hide from these guys. Your thoughts overall?
Man, like you said, it was tough, you know. Always sucks losing, but I got a lot of pride in what this defense showed, what this team showed as a unit. I mean, special teams, offense was putting up points early in the game, defense was holding to a shutout, and you can really tell that these guys, that we care, and you can really see the chemistry out there. And I feel like that was the biggest thing that propelled us in that first half before things kind of went wacky was just the camaraderie. I mean, the overall just tenacity that we played with was really fun to be a part of tonight.
Your first half as a defense, Hurts had 5 completions, sacked him 5 times, 2 by you, completely dominated him. Let's talk about your role as a blitzer. We know that you can cover. How much fun are you having because you're getting a lot of stuff done?
I love it. I mean, Spags, you know, he gonna blitz me every now and then, but tonight, I mean, I was on him, let it rip. I mean, for whatever reason, they wasn't picking me up, and I was coming free, and man, I haven't been that open on blitzes in a while. So, big credit to Coach Spags and his game planning and play calling, and man, I was just happy I was back there and go get a sack, man. It's been a while. It's been since last year against Rush, so I was happy to get another one.
Well, you got 2 of them in the first half, and then you got your hands on a couple bubble screens that were close. What about defending those wide screens?
Yeah, that's something that Coach Spags harps on all the time, something the DBs look at all the time, and we knew that in certain calls, you know, it was a check that they were going to do, and man, I just made a play on the ball, knew that they was going to throw it out, knew they saw what we were going to do, so yeah, instincts.
I noticed this last year, though. I was so impressed with your maturity and understanding. So now as a team, how important is it you don't lose this game twice?
Yeah.
Like, it's a short week. Here come the Raiders.
Right. Yeah, that's something that even Coach Reed just hit on after the game was it is a short week. So, obviously, you know, we're going to look over this film, pour over this film. I'm sure, man, guys like me are going to go home, watch the film tonight, watch it tomorrow, you know, try to clean it up. But, man, we play again on Sunday, so you definitely got to wrap this one up, you know, put it behind you, set it aside, and go ahead and focus on the next team ahead.
And how much of a leadership role do you take in the DB room or with the defense or with the team now of making sure guys don't lose this game twice?
Yeah, man, I'm one of those guys that I don't need the big rah-rah, you know, I don't need to be in front of the team, but just always trying to give positivity, always trying to just support others each and every day. I mean, every day I go into the stadium, I'm trying to put a smile on somebody's face because it's a long season. That's something that I feel like just God puts in my spirit is just go try to change somebody else's lives each day. So just trying to do the best I can, be the best me, and hopefully that pays off.
One of the top-rated corners in the league, and he showed it tonight as the Chiefs lose to the Eagles 21-17.
I mean, simple is we just got to be better in the second half. I mean, all season long, we haven't played great football in the second half, so we have to continue to work. Obviously, had a pretty good first half running the football, but we got to find a way to finish games offensively.
Is there something consistent with the second halves? And obviously, it's 3 straight without scoring. Is there something consistent over those 3?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, today it was penalties and just miscues, but yeah, we just got to find ways to score at the end of the day. Defense is playing great football, has been all year. Offense, we got to find ways to finish football games.
Patrick, you talked about running the football. Isaiah Pacheco got out to a quick start. What changed in the second half?
They came up and they forced us to throw the football, and we didn't answer the bell. I didn't make good enough passes in certain situations, and we have to prove that we can do both. We can't be just running, can't be just passing. We have to prove that we can do both, and that's something we have to continue to work on as the season continues.
What was the message to MVS and the receivers afterward, just trying to keep their heads up after?
Yeah, I mean, they know I'm going to keep firing it. That's just who I am. I'm going to fire it to the guy who's open. And they're going to make the plays. I mean, it happens. I mean, I threw an interception in the red zone if I just flattened Jay Watt off. That didn't just lose the game. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened throughout the game, and so you just got to keep firing.
Patrick, are you finding at all that the receivers are just not quite as much on the same page as you would hope by this time of year? Because there seems to be a few plays every game where just going different directions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just me and the receiver. I think offensively, we're just not where I would want to be at this point in the season, and that's everybody. Starts with me. I got to make better throws at certain times. We have to continue to move the ball down the field and just be more consistent thoroughly throughout the game.
What about Watson? You targeted him 11 times. I think he 5 catches. What was it that they weren't doing, I guess, that allowed him to be so much over for them? It seems like UBS couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing a good job of trying to do whatever they could to take Travis away and the run game away, and so other guys had to step up and make plays. And today that was Jay Watt, and so he made a lot of good plays in the game, and we'll continue that as we continue throughout the season.
Hey, Patrick, on that last throw to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, how much regret do you have with the fact that it didn't work out? You had to play, you had to look, you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I have no regret. I mean, they triple teamed Travis, so I went to the guy that won downfield, and Marquez won. Just didn't come away with the ball. I mean, I could probably throw a little bit shorter. He was that open. So, yeah, you just got to continue to try to get better and better. Defense is keeping us in games, and if we can find a way to just get a little bit better as an offense, we're going to win a lot of these games.
In the third quarter, you had a couple of throws down the field, one to MVS, one to Watson. That you guys seemed like maybe a little bit off kilter. What did you see on those 2 plays you didn't catch?
Yeah, they brought a cover 0 on the one to MVS, and he won, but it was kind of running towards the sideline, so I tried to put some air on it to let him turn around and catch it. Obviously, with the slick field, didn't work out. And then the one to Watson, I think if I stretch my drop a little bit and put some air on the football, we can get it. I mean, he beat a great corner. But those are the little things in the second half that you have to be better at, and you can't miss those shots.
What gives you optimism that this group can put a full game together offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I know how hard the guys work at the end of the day. And you see it. I mean, the first half, you could see the guys moving down the field. You could see we've had spurts where we've played good football offensively. But all you can do is go to work and try to get better and better. And obviously, I'm disappointed we lost today. I like a lot of the guys in the locker, everybody in the locker room. And so guys will come back to work and knowing we're going to play a tough Raiders team this next week on a short week, and we have to find a way to win against a division opponent.
Patrick, you mentioned a couple times them taking away the running game. Is that, I'm guessing that's been pretty infrequent during your career that you've seen the defense make that adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, we just usually play the game whatever the game dictates. If they're taking away the running game, we pass it, and if they're letting us run the football, we run it. That's just how we've worked throughout my career, and we haven't done it consistent enough offensively to be the offense that we want to be. But like I said, all we can do is work at it and try to get better and better, and try to play our best football going into the playoffs.
How much concern do you have, if any, that the second half performances will continue going further?
I mean, I don't have any concern because I'm going to do whatever I can to play the best football I can. I know the other guys are going to do the same. And if you have concern, then you don't win football games. And so I believe in the guys that we have in the locker room, and we'll come to work with that mentality if we're going to find a way to fix it.
Patrick, so much is made about this game being, a Super Bowl rematch, but in the grand scheme of things, how tough was it?
I mean, that's a great football team. We played, I thought, a great game. Obviously, offensively, in the second half, we didn't play well, but the defense did a great job against a great team, and we were putting them in a lot of bad situations. And so there's positives you can find. I'll watch film and find them tomorrow. But at the same time, we went up against one of the best, if not the best, NFC team, and we were this close. And, I mean, in the NFL, if you don't make those plays in those big moments in the red zone and in those 2-minute drills, then you lose, and that's what we did today.
All right, thank you.
Chance to talk to Justin Watson here as the Chiefs team. Let's start with the first half. Looked like in control of this game. Your thoughts on the first 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think it was just we did a good job executing. There wasn't any superhuman plays. It's just we didn't take penalties. We caught the ball. Stayed in third and short, and so did that in the first half. Didn't do that in the second half.
Some big third down catches by you. The corner route and onto the boundary was a big one. Talk about that play.
Yeah, Pat made a great throw. It was cover 0. We actually tried to run that play earlier in the game, and it kind of got messed up. So we went back to it, and he just put a great ball on the sideline. And, it's just cool to keep developing the trust with Pat, and obviously we still got some room to improve.
Yeah, 17-7 at halftime. The second half much different. And now all of a sudden, 3 second halves without scoring. When you look at it and try to process it, what's your overall thoughts with that?
Yeah, I didn't know that stat, but like I said, it's anytime you turn the ball over, anytime you have negative plays, self-inflicted wounds, that's going to be the result. And so for us, it's just about staying ahead of the change, when we have positive plays, not negating them with penalties, and when Pat throws the ball, just catching it.
And to adjust, you've been in this league long enough now. A short week, a division opponent, and you can't lose this game twice, right?
Yeah, it's kind of love a short week. You just want to get this taste out of your mouth. So, we'll be back ready and to play the Raiders this Sunday.
And how will you approach this week personally and with the wide receiver room?
Yeah, it always starts in practice. It's about being perfect all week so that you come out here and it's as close to perfect as you can be. So for us, it's just about finishing every time the ball is thrown to us, it's a catch, no matter what.
Final question, the touchdown, wide open there. What about the route and being in that wide open?
Yeah, it was just a great play design, something we saw in film. Coach Reed, Coach Nagy, great play callers, and Pat made an unbelievable throw, jumping and throwing it. So, just a great play by everyone all around.
Do you think you'd be that wide open?
Not that wide open, no. But, man, it's I love it when they're easy ones.
Justin Watson, classy dude. Chiefs will have to bounce back and try to beat the Raiders.
I think it's more so self-reflecting. We can improve in a lot of areas. Look at the red zone defense. We talked about it all week. Go eagle formation, empty. Knew it was a quarterback draw. We got upfield, gave up that touchdown. It's a lot of things we can improve on, a lot of good football we left out there, and self-reflecting overall as a group. I think this is a growing moment for us as a team overall. Give us a lot to look at. Give us a lot to look at to improve and get better on.
The offense hasn't scored in the second half 3 straight games. Do you sense them getting frustrated on the sideline during the week, anything like that, or what do you see from that group?
I'm quite sure they're going to pick it up, man. We got a lot of young guys. And like I said, a lot of self-reflecting right now, man. Being accountable, and that goes around, But we got trust in those guys. We got a lot of playmakers on this team, especially offensive-wise. So I think we'll continue to improve throughout the year, improve this week, mental errors, whatever it may be. I think that'll be the point of emphasis this week, and we'll try to get it going next week.
In the second half, the offense had the ball 4 times. They could be either extended to a 2 or 3 score lead, force them to score. How hard is it defensively to stay up, stay positive when you're getting the ball back to the offense and the lead is remaining the same?
We got a lot of hope in Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid in this offense. They have scored a lot of points, and we never once doubt them. We always have their back. We always trust we get them the ball back, that they have opportunity to score, and I don't think that's going to change after one game.
It seemed like when Pat got picked off in the end zone, he took that personally. He had 2 sacks on the next drive to get the ball right back, give the offense a chance to get the lead. Can you just talk about why you guys were successful with the pass rush and how good it felt to get a sack again after a couple games without one?
I think overall we've been really good throughout the year as a pass rush as a unit. I think we got a lot of good guys taking rush the passer. We got George Holthus, Mike Dana, both got, 6.5 sacks. So you look at the overall group and the success we've had as rushing the passer, I think that's not what we look forward to. I mean, where we're looking at. But if you put us in passing situations, I think we excel in that. I think we're more so stopping the run. I think they had over 120 on us today, so that's a point of emphasis towards this week. We got to, as much as we excel in pass rushing, we got to stop the run.
Chris, what was Aiden's message to you guys right after the game?
Improvement, accountability, can't drag it on. We got a big division game coming up. Oakland Raiders on a team that's been on the road since they've got the new coach. So, can't hang our head on this, but we definitely can improve. We got a lot of improvement to do.
Chris, as the leader of the defense, what do you see from your corners, man, LJ and Trent?
Listen, LJ's been holding his own all year, him and Trent. I think on the big one, we rushed 5. We got to get there as a defense. We know those guys are one-on-one, giving them more than 4 or 5 seconds to pat the ball. I think we're putting the corners at harm. So definitely take it up on the D-line that we got to be better at that, especially when Spags is giving us all one-on-ones. But our corner's been doing a heck of a job all year of holding their own.
Talk about the job he did on A.J. Brown.
I mean, he's been doing it game in, game out. You look at the job he's done on Justin Jefferson in Minnesota. I mean, Snead's been answering the call all year. We put him on the best receiver week in and week out, and he's been holding his own.
You mentioned accountability a couple times, Chris. As one of the team leaders, how do you make sure that happens, that some of these young players are held accountable and everyone's on the same page moving forward?
I think it is to be voiced in the point of emphasis of the week. During the team meeting, you kind of want to establish that. What's the point of emphasis of this week? And I think accountability would be one of them.
In the first half, you had the 5 sacks, hold them to 7 yards. Is there anything in the second half you could really put your finger on that you felt like you would have done?
The quarterback draw. Quarterback draw. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
So the Chiefs lose it here to the Eagles 21-17. But let's talk about the defense. In the first half, it was incredible. 5 sacks of Jalen Hurts. He only had 5 completions. And again, this is one of the better offenses in the NFL.
This defense was outstanding tonight. We can't lose sight of that after a tough loss. This Philadelphia offense is the number 3 scoring offense in the NFL. And we talked about it on Field Pass before the game. They're a methodical, rhythm-based offense that wants to control the ball and move down the field. The Chiefs didn't let them do that the majority of the night. I mean, the Chiefs held Philadelphia to 3 of 10 on 3rd down. One of the most efficient offenses in the NFL is only 3 of 10. 78 total yards in the first half for Philadelphia. That's all because of this Chiefs defense. 5 sacks and still holding them to only 21 points. It's difficult after a tough loss, I know that, but this defense is still among the very best in the NFL. They showed that here tonight.
And to your point, Philadelphia entered this game number 1 in the NFL in 3rd down conversions and scored on a 48.7% clip on their 93 possessions entering this game. Great defensive performance by the Chiefs. They cannot get kind of deterred by this and move on, which means it's a short week. Here come the Raiders. The AFC is a jumbled mess. It looks like a Wordle puzzle, right? But you cannot lose this game twice. It's the same thing I talked with Justin Watson about and also Trent McDuffie. Short week, you got to refocus in a hurry.
And here's the good news. The Chiefs' goals are all still right there for them. Think about it. They're 7-3 right now in the AFC playoff picture. But Jacksonville, they're also 7-3, but the Chiefs have the tiebreaker over Jacksonville. Miami is 7-3, but the Chiefs have the tiebreaker over Miami. And Baltimore technically is ahead of the Chiefs right now at 8-3 because they have the extra game. But they have 3 conference losses. The Chiefs only have 1 conference loss. So those tiebreakers are going to matter at the end of the season. The goals are still right there for Kansas City, but the onus is on the Chiefs to bounce back quickly. Can't let this snowball. We've seen it time and time again, though. The Chiefs find ways after tough losses like this. Saw it earlier this season as well. Patrick Mahomes is 15-3 after a loss in his career. I know he'll be ready for the Raiders.
And the first box, we always talk about it, is to win the division. And you play a division team coming up on Sunday, a division team that has rallied around Antonio Pierce. Their defense is playing really good with him, but the Chiefs are going to take care of business and win a division game on the road.
You can't take the Raiders lightly. It's tough after a short week. But once again, the Chiefs time and time again have showed that after tough losses like this, they find a way the following week. We need that here against the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and they almost beat Miami on the road. So this Raiders team is ornery, and Antonio Pierce has galvanized that team. But the Chiefs will try to rebound and get it done. They lose this game to the Eagles 21-17. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Maybe after we mouthwash this game out, they get ready because it's Raiders week right now. For Matt McMullen, I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Again, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.